Fortnite has settled onto the island, and Kado Thorne's inner sanctum is finally revealed. With the time machine back up and running and its coordinates locked on to a forgotten past, everything we thought we knew may soon be unraveled. We have lots of storyline leaks, teasers for Season 5, and even insider information to discuss, so I don't want to waste any time. Consider using my code TLL the Reaper in the item shop, and without further ado, let's jump into the sanctum. Fortnite is here, and Kado Thorne has turned into his revenant form, which is to say he's a vampire. He can no longer be found guarding his vault at Eclipse Estates. Instead, he's moved further down into his inner sanctum, where he keeps his most prized possession of all, the time machine. Back when the season first began, we got a quick glimpse of this device in the story cinematic, and one of the first details everyone noticed was the coordinates at the top, the exact date for the release of Oro. Kado Thorne exits the time machine holding his head, with Oro now reduced to just a piece of Kado's wealthy collection. This detail reveals something huge. Kado Thorne can time travel backwards to any date at any time and take whatever he wants to bring back with him. And now that it's in-game, we can once again look to see what date he's locked in on. But this time, the date may surprise you. The tiny screen at the top of the machine reads 2018 July 12th. This is the exact launch day of Chapter 1 Season 5. Kado Thorne seems to be planning to go back in time and steal something from Season 5, which makes sense since the theme was Worlds Collide and tons of rifts were opening up and sending in different items from different worlds. But that's not the point here. While Kado Thorne is carrying out his usual activities of time travel, Sloan and Nolan Chance's crew are planning a heist to steal Kado Thorne's machine. Throughout the season, we've helped Nolan Chance assemble his crew, and then as of more recently, we've also helped them prepare for the heist and even give them intel on Kado Thorne's strongholds. Sloan's goals with the time machine have remained hidden, but a key detail in the events that are leaked to play out in Season 5 may reveal what those goals are. Stick until the end of the video to find out. Kado Thorne has no idea that they're planning to steal his device, and the heist crew has no idea that the coordinates are set onto the past. You can see where this is going, and it's not looking good. Soon, the crew is going to carry out the heist. Wait, before we go any further, future me is jumping in real quick while I'm editing the video to tell you that the heist was actually pulled off. The time machine is now located at Frenzy Fields, but past me will explain more of that in a second. Okay, back to the video. But before all of this, our most recent quests have us try to get May to join the team, and so she has us retrieve some chrono cells to bring back to her, because she knows that they're the batteries for the time machine. Once she reverse engineers them, she finds out that they're quantum batteries powered by rifts. This information is vital because it'll help us better understand the catastrophe that's soon to come, but we'll get into that soon. May then decides to join the crew, and we finally complete the team. After we recruit her, the snapshot quests are over, since we finally have everyone. The storyline from here is a bit foggy since we don't have any quests to go off of, but we have enough leaks to make some pretty good guesses. Based on the fact that the time machine will end up sitting at Frenzy Farms, which is their base of operations, we know they successfully pull off the heist. It seems that once they powered up with the chrono cells we stole, they realized that the coordinates are still set on the date that Kado was trying to travel to, but it's already too late. The time machine begins to go haywire, zapping in pieces of the time period it's still locked in on. We can see the Durburger in the Dusty Diner sign from Chapter 1 laying at Frenzy. Not Cray on Twitter reveals that there will be 3 time machines, but this doesn't actually mean there's going to be 3 separate time machines. It actually means it'll be in 3 different stages. The first stage is of course the time machine being at Kado Thorne's sanctum. The second stage is after Nolan and his crew pulled off the heist, with the time machine being at Frenzy Fields. And finally, the third stage actually shows that the time machine has disappeared and all of the Season 5 props with it. The chairs and tables by it are knocked over, which means it must have disappeared in a shockwave. A huge possibility with this is that Dr. Sloan successfully used it to go into the past, but another one is that this is only the beginning of the time machine malfunctioning, leading to the chaos that ensues in Season 5. Either way, one thing is certain: Chapter 1 is coming back. You might be rolling your eyes right now, because I'm sure we've all thought the old map was coming back hundreds of times, but this time it's seriously happening. The first obvious hint towards this is the fact that not only is Kado Thorne's time machine set to Chapter 1, but the time machine is going to malfunction and begin to bring old items from that season to the island. The next tease towards this is the fact that Chapter 4 Season 5 is only going to be a single month long. That's less than half of how long a typical season lasts, and it's the final season before Chapter 5 launches, the perfect perfect opportunity for a trip through time. Another sad but unfortunately true point to this theory is that Donald Mustard has retired from his role of CCO at Epic Games, which is Chief Creative Officer. Donald has been behind the story since Chapter 1, and now that he's retired earlier this year and put Charlie Wen in charge, we're going to start seeing some changes, and very likely a whole new storyline for us to follow. But we're still playing through Donald's story right now. He's always planned far ahead, making it likely that Season 5 is Donald's final season, even though he's retired. With that being said, it would only be right if we return to our past to revisit the wonderful story Donald set up for us, before blasting into Chapter 5. It's not far-fetched that we go back for this final moment on the old map, since Kado Thorne is on the island with his time machine, and a team of criminals are trying to steal it for Sloan. But just in case you're still not completely convinced, Fortnite has some of their own official teasing they've started doing. In the coming weeks, screens across Mega City will switch to a picture of the Chapter 1 sky and play Fortnite's old theme. Along with that, the time machine will be heisted and brought to Frenzy, with Season 5 props rifting into the surrounding areas. Cosmetic-wise, a remixed version of the Fallen Love Ranger, an outfit from Chapter 1, will be the starter pack for Season 5. And finally, the crew pack for November, which is when Season 5 launches, will have a remixed hybrid as its outfit. Once again, another outfit that released in Chapter 1. So not only is Fortnite teasing Chapter 1's return through map changes, but they're also teasing it with remixed cosmetics of old outfits. I wouldn't be surprised in the slightest if the entire battle pass for Chapter 4 Season 5 was a full lineup of remixes similar to Season X's style. By now, it's extremely clear that this time machine heist is leading to a blast from our past, but insider leaks revealed by leakers give us some extra details into how it'll all go down. If you don't want a detailed look at Season 5 and its storyline, I'd recommend clicking off the video now. But if you could subscribe and like the video first, that would be awesome. For everyone who's still here, let's get into the insider leaks. Egyptian tweeted out a couple days ago official confirmation that the Chapter 1 map will be returning next season, and that there will be a time corruption that makes the seasons repeat. Soon after, Wenso added on to this by saying that time will be running faster, and every week we'll have a new season from Chapter 1, likely alongside old weapons, locations, and more. This is a massive information. The time machine does in fact malfunction and brings the past to us. With time being corrupted, the old seasons of Chapter 1 will begin to play out all over again, speeding up and allowing us to experience it all one final time. Here's where things get interesting. Hypex confirms that Chapter 4 will end with the black hole from Season X, and given the fact that it's a season a week, that must mean we start around Season 5 or 6. To me, based on the coordinates of the time machine, it looks like next season will kick off with us being sent to Chapter 1 Season 5, and then the following weeks will follow the season order chronologically, leading up to the final update being Season 9. I'd assume the Chapter 4 finale event could start when the island transitions to Season X. I know that was probably confusing, but feel free to replay that back if you need to. If you're confused on how the Chapter 1 map gets to us from the tiny little time machine in the first place, you're in luck, because we have a little bit more intel left. Sheena posted on the same day with information about how exactly the old island arrives to us. His tweet reads that the time machine will lose control and a rift will teleport our map to the Chapter 1 map. Personally, I believe this to be a slight mistake. As we've seen from leaks so far, Chapter 1 props and items are coming to us. It would make much more sense for Chapter 1 to arrive onto the island, rather us get sent back through time to it. There's all sorts of complications that occur when we mess with time. Moving on though, it looks like the islands merge, and over time, the time corruption will grow, making the Chapter 1 map become the majority of our island by the end of the season. This is insane. It is absolutely 100% confirmed by not only Fortnite's map changes and cosmetic teasers, but also insider intel that rifts will accidentally be opened through time, leading the Chapter 1 map to the island. I know we're all excited about the fact that we're seeing Chapter 1 again, but all of these leaks also have some crazy implications for Chapter 5. I'd make sure to stick till the end because we've still got some awesome things to discuss. Hypex was sure to mention that the black hole is what leads us to Chapter 5, but we know that the black hole spit out the Chapter 2 map, so how would this be possible? Well, bringing pieces of Chapter 1 to us doesn't mean every single event is bound to automatically happen alongside it. In fact, it's pretty much impossible. The black hole can't happen the same way it did in the end event if the entire island isn't in one piece, and in the same location in Reality Zero it was back then. Chapter 4 exists in a completely different part of Reality Zero, which was revealed to us by Amy in the Fracture Live event.
These coordinates are wrong. We are far from home.
With that being said, the black hole can't repeat itself. The 7 won't be here to carry out any plans to unpause the 0 points destabilization at the exact moment the loop resets, and the IO won't be sabotaging them to create a black hole that reorganize matter to their bidding, which means something entirely different is going to happen, leading to another reason the black hole is created. In astronomy, black holes are commonly the end of a massive star's lifetime. They exist for quite a while, even growing in size the more they consume. Since Chapter 3 Season 4, we've gotten plenty of star hints, all branching from Sunbury's original warning. I count, and there are fewer stars each time. Later on, it seems we get a direct reference to this quote from Stellan when he tells us that he dreams of stars swallowed in darkness. All of this seems to be pointing towards some sort of evil wiping out every star in its path, and for the longest time, we assumed this was either the nothing or the last reality. But with the revelation that Season 5 may end with a black hole, I think we may need to switch gears. Black holes suck up any light near them, as its gravity is too strong for it to escape. Stars being swallowed by darkness could actually be a reference to a black hole traveling across the universe, which, believe it or not, is actually possible. Black holes can in fact move, they're not set in place. If we have a black hole wiping out stars as early as the end of Chapter 3, we could potentially see whatever this is arriving to the island by the end of Season 5. After all, the codename for Chapter 4 is Asteria, the goddess of stars. I know we took quite a random turn there, but I don't believe it's possible for us to experience the same black hole from Chapter 1 again. The circumstances just aren't the same. Something else is going to cause it, and it's going to end off Chapter 4 and send us to Chapter 5. A possible plot of Season 5 could be regarding us trying to obtain the key to the future that Optimus Prime said lies in the past. He was aware of the last reality on their way to us, as evident by his line of formidable enemies on the horizon. So what if the key we need to collect is our weapon to use to defeat the last reality, possibly the same thing that ends up creating another black hole? After having brought so much of the Chapter 1 island to us, we may have all of the things we need to search for the key before the last reality arrives and the final battle begins. This may actually have been Sloane's plan all along, to find a way to get back to the past in order to retrieve the key she needs for the future, possibly something the IO took with them to their grave, and she has no other hopes of retrieving. Another possibility is that Chapter 5's storyline features Sloane and the rest of us trying to find the key, and we end up escaping whatever doom awaits us in the Chapter 4 finale, whether it's the moving black hole or the last reality's army, or even a mix of both. Either way, Chapter 1 is coming back, and it'll be slowly rifting onto the Chapter 4 island until the majority of our current map is gone. That in itself is a pretty cool story for next season. With that being said, Reapers, that's it for today's video. I've covered absolutely everything we know regarding Chapter 1's return in Season 5 and possibly what the plot of it could be, leading to a mysterious black hole that'll end up taking us to Chapter 5, however that plays out. As always, thanks so much for watching. Consider using code TLL the Reaper in the item shop to support me. Until next time, keep it reaping.